Yasmin Nooreddin, Master's Candidate, Department of Organization and Leadership.
President Furman, trustees, associate deans, faculty, fellow graduates and alumni, our families and friends, good afternoon. It has been said, there is great meaning in life for those who are willing to journey. And we, class of 2014, were willing to take the risk. We all are from different corners of the earth, with various backgrounds and experiences, specializing in many fields. We arrived at TC for different reasons, but I hope we all leave with the same purpose: to effect positive change as we continue our journey. Mine started in Amman, Jordan, where I was born to a pilot and his vibrant wife, though my mother made sure we always knew who the captain really was. Needless to say, I was boarding airplanes and exploring the world as early as my embryonic stages, all in the company of my siblings, who not only enriched my childhood with their candy and cool tricks, but also with their refreshing and unique outlooks. What followed were rewarding experiences in the UK, Canada, and Jordan, starting in science, moving to technology, and landing in psychology. However, I didn't know then that an amazing adventure was waiting for me here in New York City, home of our Teachers College. TC, the institution that introduced me to all of you. And for that, I'm grateful, and I'm also honored to be addressing you here today. When we first came to TC, it embraced us with its welcoming legacy, yet made sure to challenge us with its maze of hallways. I'm sure we all have fond memories of our early escapades, standing in Horseman, looking in multiple directions, as we tried to figure out the way to Grace Dodge. We were assured by our supportive and encouraging professors that we would eventually figure it out. Yet, their thought-provoking assignments challenged our desire to find that one answer to life. Thankfully, the stress would be quickly relieved by the company of our classmates, whose clever conversations not only tested our assumptions, but also flowed with diverse and insightful perspectives. Today, we celebrate the conclusion of our TC chapter, and we're also celebrating the commencement of a new one in our lives. My question to myself and to you is not about what we intend to write in this new chapter, but rather how we will write it and why. And I'm not asking about the what, because we live in an age where information has become readily available. Many tweets and TED Talks are inspiring us to action. Information is everywhere. It may make our tree of knowledge seem bigger, maybe even more dense. But how much of it is making our tree of knowledge run deeper, with stronger roots? How much of it has been internalized as experiential knowledge that guides our actions in a meaningful direction? The root of the word knowledge means to acknowledge. So I urge us today to reflect on how our formal education, social media outlets, and other sources of information have helped us acknowledge who we are, what we stand for, and what our purpose is as human beings. Let us ponder on how our knowledge is informing our behavior and choices. For how much have we learned about stereotypes? Yet, unconsciously, mental biases may continue to cloud our judgments about others. How much have we invested in technology to connect with those across the ocean? Yet, we may have disconnected from those across the table. How many alarming news articles have we read about the gravity of climate change? Yet, we may continue to live an oblivious lifestyle, consuming more and more. TC has advanced us along the path of self-awareness and critical thinking. Our internal GPS has been fine-tuned. Now, not only can we find our way from Horseman to Grace Dodge, but more importantly, we are better equipped to navigate our future, our journey into the future. For when we know who we are and why we choose to behave the way we do, only then do we shift from autopilot and are able to live a purposeful existence. One where fruitful collaboration supersedes selfish competition, an existence that harnesses the potential of all human beings and sees beyond the skin-deep differences. But to see the beauty and potential of others, we first have to reach out to them and listen with humble curiosity and a spirit of open exchange. So as we leave TC, I invite you to travel. And traveling does not necessarily entail crossing geographical boundaries. It can happen across intellectual boundaries, across social, or even psychological boundaries. So let's travel and explore other disciplines and collaborate with astrophysicists and economists on groundbreaking solutions. Let's step out of our social comfort zones and interact with other groups and communities. And let's empathize with the homeless and the refugees, and also with those right next to us. They say every exit is an entrance somewhere else. So as we join TC's alumni of leaders and change agents, I urge all of us to travel and start our new chapter with intentionality and meaningful direction. I leave you with a rough translation of poetry by Imam Shafi'i, a 9th century Muslim scholar and sage. There can be no rest for one of culture and intellect. So travel, leave the shores of what you know. Travel, seek new friendships and horizons, and strive. The sweetness of life is in the to and fro. I have seen water stagnate if it stops running. The beauty of water is in its ebb and flow. Thank you and congratulations to us all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tyreek Jackson, Master's Candidate, Department of Arts and Humanities.